how much time will they take to develop these features. Okay? If you need more information about user stories, about estimation or standards, I send you later a pair of links. Okay, so you can get around. But take in mind that a single user story, a single functionality is estimated in points. Okay, 1 point, maybe 1 hour for a team. So let's say 5 estimated points. These user stories will take me, or my team will take like 5 hours. Okay. Then, if you have a full set of stories estimated, you know when you will be able to deploy to production to the users a full set of functionalities. Okay. So the process: user story, user story, user story, user story. Okay. Write it down with a who, a what, and a why, and estimate them. Okay. This is very, very, very important. Estimation in AI is not a scientific thing. If you say 5 hours, it may take 7 hours, 10 hours, or it may take 3 hours. It's an approximation. Okay? What you will get with this is that you know what, or you know how many points your team can do in a week, for example. And the next week you can manage. Oh, if last week we did 12 points, now this week we will do about 12 points again. So you can plan your startup productions, large productions, with more or less estimation, accurate estimation. Okay? But this is very important. Please write it down, every one of them. Okay? This is a Kanban board. Who knows who is a Kanban board? Okay. And we at Sweden, since we are a team, we don't use a Kanban board. For some products we use it, but we use a Scrum board. It's quite different, but I really love Kanban board. Kanban board means you have all your user stories in the pending column, and the steps they need to go. Some are pending from I need to analyze them, I need to development, to test and deploy. Each one of them, you are moving this part from here to here, here to here. This is very important for Kanban because you can move just one user story and deploy them individually. You don't need to say, no, I'm only updating in production in 1 month. No, you develop this functionality. Let's say, no, now I can ask my friend to give comments to me. Okay, I develop analysis, I develop a test, and I deploy it to production. This is one of the pros of Kanban. You don't need to wait for a full set of functionality of user stories for updating in production. Okay, so this is good also because you can test if this functionality is a good idea. Because maybe for us it is a good idea, but you need to test it with your users. Okay. Another thing very important from Kanban that helps a lot to maintain focus and to get things well and to get things done is the WIP. This is the work in progress measure. Okay. That means for us, when we work with Kanban, we say our WIP is 3. We can have more than 3 hearts here in the doing point. Why does this help? Because I can analyze with till I finish this thing. Okay, this really helps out. It's very, very important. Maybe your team is able to work in 4 at a time, but most of the time it's better, much better, to focus in only one function. Okay, so I recommend you from first day of the hackathon for you which do not have your MVP to work in this way. Okay? Have your user stories, put on them pending, prioritize them. Oh, this is more important, this is much important, let's start with them. Put your work in progress number, maybe 3, it's okay, maybe 2 if you have 2 developers. That's up to you. Okay? I recommend not going more than 3 or 4. And some benefits of this Kanban is that you have visual control, right? Because you can have it in your wall at your office. You will always know where your team is. You always know what your team is working on. Okay? Maybe the thing is like, which are some papers. I know what my team is working on. No, but having this in the wall is really helpful. Okay? You know the traceability. You know where every task, every user story is, and you focus. If you use the work in progress measure, if you limit your work in progress, this focus is much better. Okay? Of course, you have online tools, just put Canva in Google, and you can use Canva. And these are some of our essential tools I think you should use from the first minute. Okay? Background. Who knows who is background? Okay, I didn't know about background since a few months ago. So my life was a mess before that. Okay? So background helps, for those who doesn't know, background helps installs a virtual machine in every computer. So everything is working in the same environment. So, you know, maybe the tech says, no, but my machine is working and in yours it's not working. No, everything is working in the same environment and saves us a lot. Okay? For the time of deploy to production, it's really helpful. So from the mid-first minute, what is background? With the booster, I'm sure all of you knows. Okay. We are working with Bootstrap since the first day. It's really saving a lot of time. Maybe sometimes we need something more, something beyond, but for an MVP, for a first stage, for a beta, this is the best way to go. Okay, I don't mind. Maybe you can choose to download another template for Bootstrap or Content Forest or like that. But I strongly recommend to use Bootstrap. And Bitbucket or GitHub is a version control system is essential. Okay? Me myself, like 10 years ago, used the FTP, I changed this file, I would love it. No, this is not the way to work, okay? Because you can have unlimited private projects, repositories, and since in GitHub you can, in GitHub you have to pay $7 a month. In Bucket you have private repositories and it's even. I like it. So for me, these are three essentials. Okay, after development, we need to test out. Who knows about TDD, or test driven development? Okay. Those who knows about that, will you use it at your startup? Will you use them? Not really. No, you don't. You are. Well, I'm not against TDD, okay? I just say that if you are not a TDD guru, it may cost a little more time to implement it in your startup, and it's not the best thing to do. Okay, it's not the best way. So the best way to go, or maybe which way to go, is want to have your product, you show it to all your friends, you let them use your startup, and let them break it, and see how they are using your startup. I myself, with my startup, with Google, show them to a lot of friends, okay, use it, make a contest with them. Wow, how did you do that? It's the best way, it's a very good way, okay? So, testing, this is one of the things to work. And deploy. So we need to deploy our product. We need to get it in production so the users can go, some can use it, and then we should do all that social media stuff to promote it, go to other blogs, and you know. I'm not talking about the deploying and the way to manage. But this is a very important thing you need to take care of also from the first minute. Okay? It's measuring and analyzing. I'm not talking about Google Analytics. I'm sure all of you will install it. I'm talking about some things that maybe they look simple, but it's like it's just a little field on the database that will help you out when you are getting some traction and getting some users. Okay? It's like, for example, the register source. Where did the register came from? Okay? If you put a little get parameter in your URL and you log where the register, where the user has registered, this will be very helpful. Okay? If you, for example, I'm working on a campaign in Facebook ads. Okay? So, ubida.s/campaign Facebook ad 1. Okay, so in my database, I have that this user has registered from my Facebook campaign 1. I know this can be accomplished with some Google Analytics, but having this yourself in your database is really helpful. Also, usually these three fields, the user ID, okay? No, everybody loves where the user ID, where the user has registered, or where the user is connected. Okay, so this is three stupid things that you need to get from the first moment. It's just a field, 3 fields in your database, and they really help out. Okay, from the ID, you can know where your users are connecting. Okay, yes, you can get this with Google Analytics, but you don't know which user is one. Okay, so these are 3 easy things, and all of them you can imagine. Oh, I can log these 2. Okay. These are things that me and our startup have been using and are really good. And what about other languages? I don't know. You like Ruby? Programming Ruby. You like PHP? Programming PHP. You like .NET? Who likes .NET? That's good. You like .NET? Don't. Okay? No, please use the programming language you feel comfortable. Okay? There's a war between programmers saying, no, you get B, so you should charge that. Okay, everything that can go. The servers go with Supplier, of course. It's a partner of Tetuan, I think. Well, don't spend too much money from the first minute in servers. Okay, Amazon has his EC2 instance for free. It's a very small one, but you don't need anything else for starting. And you have Supplier, you have the host, you have lots of really good solutions and easy solutions for starting. Okay, scalability. You can go with code efficiency for scalability. You can go with servers. We will handle this when we need to handle this. It's not, we don't need to think about that in our first moment and in our MVP. Okay? TDD, I said that about TDD. And test, if you want to do testings, I'm good with that. So, everything this was what we want to achieve. but what we don't want to achieve. Listen, I love this picture. Not the result, I like that. So, how can we make our product perfect? Okay? Not planning at all. This cowboy programming, I found a lot of cowboy programming. Some of them here in Tetuan Valley in every edition. Some of them coming with us with Uvide. What are you doing? You are writing things in a calendar. No, this plan. No, I don't say that you need to plan for your products. No, this is the planning for 3 months. No, you can plan for a month. You can plan and you can change them things. Okay, but you need to think about what you're doing. Product owner is really important in the startup. Who knows what the product owner is? Okay, the product owner is the final responsible of the product. Okay, if you are co-founders, let's say you are not a tech team. Okay, you are not, neither of you are tech team. Okay. So you hire a tech team. Okay, but the development teams need to talk with one of you because let's say you don't agree in a functionality, you block the development. Okay, so there will be a one and only product owner. Okay, then you can talk with your co-founders, you can talk with your partners, to decide everything. But then it's important to have only one product owner who is responsible for. Not breaking your tasks small enough. This is from the user stories. And for example, you can say, I want to build a profile page. Okay. So what is a profile page? Profile page is a photo, it's a video, it's a timeline, it's a photo albums. Okay, so this profile page you need to break it out. I want to see my picture in my profile page. I want to see a timeline in my profile page. This timeline itself, this last one, needs to be broken out. I need to see all my friends' messages. I need to publish in my friends' messages. Okay, so just break your tasks small enough so you can estimate them in points like we were talking before. And they will help a lot to build fast. Okay? Iterate. If you think, oh, I'm deploying this functionality to production, and you see your users are using them, but your users are not using your functionality, just think again. This is not working. Okay? This functionality, this doesn't have to be there. Okay? So iterate, change it. Think about them, about it. Why it's not working? Why are my users telling me? Okay, get feedback. Iterate about everything. And the work prioritization is also a very important thing to play. If you have a social network, say, and you say, no, my social network is different because I'm sharing with users for uploading photos. Okay? And you start building communities, groups. No, you need to check to prioritize. So first thing is to test that your users pay for uploading photos. So you need to be very serious about what is important for your product. And once you build that one functionality that Carmen always is talking about, think about that for functionality. Okay, then you can build the one. Okay, but please prioritize, test your hypothesis as fast as you can. And we are a startup. This is a lot of things. Okay, we can. Okay, let's build an MVP. Okay, I love this picture. This is Brian. I think it's Brian quite close to the ground. But so let's build an MVP. We don't need more. What can we do? We need to follow all these other steps as much as we can. we need to think, to brainstorm, we need to design, we need to develop, think about minimal functionalities, think about testing them out and deploying, okay? Build fast and deploy it. This is very, very, very important. And I have some tips that we think are very useful. It's like, as if you can, you need to go the REST way. This is for the techies, okay? We're in 2014, and we need to build a REST product. Okay? What is a REST product? You don't know? Okay. So, I love this. Apiari.io.
Some of them know, but I don't think it's very nice.
I'm joking. I'm explaining. I love this. I love this. The rest is, let's say, you have this mobile phone. Okay, you have your application in your mobile phone. You have this HTML or Objective-C application where you are swiping out, swiping left. Okay, you send a message. I'm sending a message from my mobile phone to my computer, to the servers. Okay? And the servers respond them. Okay, I got your phone. I got your message. The rest way says that you need to build something in the middle, so a phone can ask it or a computer can ask it. Okay? And then you don't need to build a different product for the phone or for the computer. It's just the same product. Okay? This is why we use Apiari.io, that I recommend use for everybody, which is which builds this intermediate part. So this is our web. We just design it. We just use our Bootstrap, our JavaScript, whatever, our phone application, and we ask to Apiari, which is it's like a mock-up for our functionality. It's like a mock-up for our product. Okay? If I have to build a product for a functionality for registry a user, I need to code it. Okay? And it may take me 3 days. I hope we don't take that 3 days to do. But it may take 3 days. Okay? But if I use a mock-up that is using that I use earlier implemented, I can get my product working in minutes. Okay, so I can make this mock-up working with a register and say, oh, you asked me for register. Okay, nothing happened. I didn't code anything. I just wrote 4 lines of code. Okay, and you can get your MVP working with this. Then I will implement the functionalities, but you can get your product done.
This is just like using a fake API.
This is API, which is an API blueprint. Okay, this is a super vitamin your API blueprint. Okay, but we at Creator we moved towards that. We moved that because first we build the API, we build the blueprint, and we start building the front, and then the backend engineers are working separately. Okay, you don't even need to have them working together. You just have the specifications, and it's really fucking awesome. I love it. I love it. Okay, so whenever you can, please go the rest way. I mean, you can. And I recommend you for the hackathon. This is a very good way to go. You use a Bootstrap with some JavaScript, and you use it against a API, and it will go good chance. Okay. Another thing important is to test your event system. Okay, Spambox is bad, and every startup has the first moment. Hey, where is my mail? When is my mail going to the spam? Okay, so test it. Because maybe you are thinking, oh, it's not working. No, it's working, but it's in the spam. Okay? Use some mail startup system like SendBit or MailChimp, whatever you want to use. But let's do this. Use the number you feel comfortable with, don't use your net. Try to deploy fast, okay? Build one user story if you can and deploy it to users. They will say if this is correct, if this is the way to go. Build your code with your users. Okay? They will say, they will tell you what you need to do. And user reservoir. This is essential. And follow up your products, ask for feedback. Install for the first time, install some user voice plugin. You know user voice? The user voice is like a little widget on any part of the screen which have a chat. So a user can ask for you, hey, what's wrong? This is a problem. Hey, what's wrong? I can do that. And you can explain it to them. Or if you are not online, they can give you a message or they can get feedback to you. Okay, so please follow up with the users because they will be watching you. Okay? And you need to use them. Use them. Get all the things that you can. Okay? Thank you, gracias. You all have my email, my Twitter, and jose@cubide.es. Whatever you need, you can ask me whenever you want. Okay, at Cubide, we are here for you guys. So I hope I can get Saturday too, or help you out, and so whatever you want. Thank you.
My name is Virginia, and I used to be in your place. I'm a Tetuan Valley alumni, and I had a startup about a traveling application where I went. So I was responsible for all the design and all the interaction. So hopefully I give you some tips and some help. Today we're going to talk about design in general, but more specifically about user interaction and user interface. So, why is design so important? Any ideas?
Yes, everything comes within our eyes.
Exactly, because it's the first impression somebody has about your startup. Everything comes through your eyes. So, well, I want to ask, how many of you code? And how many of you design? 2? Okay. So, well, briefly, well, more like an introduction. How are you going to start to design? Well, first of all, you need to know your goal and your mission. I know it's really difficult for you because you are at the beginning, and sometimes you don't really know what you want to do. But you need to know exactly who is your user and more or less what you want from him or her. So you have to define the site identity and the market. If you know who is the person you're designing for, it's much easier. And the first time you decide who is it going to be, you save a lot of time. And then you have to create all the visual content with all the characters. But it's not until the end that you get to design that. And finally, if you achieve to go on those three, you celebrate. It's very difficult. Okay, so where to start? Right now you have the idea, you have more or less several things you want to do. How do you start designing? Well, first of all, you have to start with your prototype. What is a prototype? A prototype is a really simple drawing or visual thing, whatever you want to do, that helps you to explain what you're doing and to put out the main features that your product is going to have. So this is a prototype I built for my startup. That was just for the landing page. And if you don't know it, write down balsamic.com. It's a tool, it's for free, and you get to design everything really fast and really quickly. From landing pages to then create complex structures that you're going to design in the future. So in this way, you get to discuss, you get to interact, you get to easily communicate your idea with potential users. And you don't mind if somebody changes because it's easy and quickly. And then once you have that, you go to Photoshop or whatever you want. Okay. Well, not many of you design, so in case you want to do a quick thing, but with a lot of quality, another resource is just inline prototyper. It's more advanced, it's more complicated, but it works perfectly, and the results are much better, obviously. So now, user experience. What is user experience?
How people work in the application, what they do.
What they do when they
agree.
What ideas?
What they eat.
What they feel? Okay.
It's fun. And the service or product that we are giving.
What do you need being satisfied? What else? Well, it's every interaction a person has with the company, no matter if it's on an application, on a visual content, on a marketing, whatever campaign. It's every interaction. So, first of all, the clicks, especially if you're on mobile devices and on web pages. What's wrong about the clicks? I didn't notice people. One click, okay? 2 clicks, fine. 3? Okay, you're dead. More than 3 clicks for getting anywhere, you're done. So be careful how many steps your web page or whatever has, so the user can go and get the information. So, as a summary, take steps as much as you can. Eliminate frustrating pop-ups, error messages, whatever, that the user has to click to eliminate. Well, awesome. If you want to read, usable usability is a really good book about it. Then, the layout. When we see something, like when we're on a web page or a phone, the layout is quite important. And what is good is that it's been developed for a lot of years. So, right now, people have a preconception of what they're expecting to see. Infographic I saw the other day about content and advertising evolution throughout the years. Well, you're a startup. There's no place for advertising or bullshit or anything. All you have to have is content. So make sure you provide it. So let's talk about layout and conventions. What are conventions? Conventions are things that are predefined and we already know what they are. For example, a logo or a about section, whatever. So, what are we expecting to see there? Great. Logo. It's always on the left side or on the front side, but it's always on the top. We see it's the first thing we see, and also we expect to click there and go to the landing page again. So make sure it works for you. But also, there are other examples like this one. The logo is on the footer, and does it work? Well, in this one, if I wanted to go to the landing page, I think it's pretty clear. Okay. Unless you're doing a really good design, don't make experiments, because it's very easy to fail. What are we expecting to see there? Very good. Yes, many. We're expecting to see the about, the contact, images, whatever is important, we're expecting to see there. So for example, contact, gallery, anything we want. But also, there are other examples, like this one. Where are we going to see the menu? Okay. There are only 2 boxes, so it's not really difficult, but yeah, it's making us think. So menu is not that good design. Obviously, it should be there. Well, the lines, well, tell us that there's something going on there that maybe if we click, we'll see something. But that's not the point, because they're making us think. It's not easy and it's not intuitive completely. Middle, what are we expecting to see? Content. The most important part. Make sure all you want to see is there, because if it's not there, you're not going to see it. So that was my most important part, and it's just in the middle, very clear, and it's what they're going to see everywhere. The rest of the things, we don't care. We really don't care. So if we put something that is not important there, who cares? So, about the layout, benefit from conventions, don't be innovative here. Don't underestimate the power of what people are expecting to see, because if you use that potential to explain and to guide your user in your webpage, you're going to avoid wasting their time. So, make sure you know where your logo is, where your navigation section is, and make sure you put the about. Sometimes when you have a startup, it's not really well defined about like this thing, but they want to see your face. It's something that people miss a lot, but when you're seeing somebody or a product or anything, you want to see who builds it. What is it made of? And that goes there. That is a really, really important book. Don't Make Me Think by Steve Kerr. If you only have one book to read that one. Okay, now the text. It seems really obvious that no one wants to read, but when you're putting your product, everyone wants to write. So make sure you use as little text as possible. Don't make anyone read anything that doesn't go straight to the point, because they're not going to read it. People usually scan, so don't make anyone read. And be clear with buttons. Sometimes people don't know if it's a button or what is that, so make sure you make it clear. And also with things. So we're going to see some examples. What do these webs have in common? Big picture? No text? No text? Do you think they wanted to explain how they built the furniture? Yeah. Where the pieces came from? Maybe. Is there any explanation? No. Why? Because we don't care. We just want to see it's beautiful, and then we click, and then we want maybe to see more. But that's the minimum that is useful to that site. So make sure you just see minimum. Less is more. And then buttons. What is that? That is the most used button on a web browser ever. And sometimes it's missing. Why? No, I mean the back button. Like to go back. The browser is always there, but no. But I mean, on an application, when you do something or you fill in a form, sometimes you can go back. Like, oh, I need something. Where's the back button? Okay, this is what happens when you don't have a back button on your application. Goodbye. Okay. So, also, texting buttons matters a lot. Sometimes we think, okay, they're going to understand that this is the go to the final section, blah. No, you have to be very specific. So here, for example, edit and finish. What do you understand? Okay. Do you think that if I put quick edit, if I put maybe easy edit, what does it mean? Doesn't mean anything, because it's edit, it's the same. So sometimes these words make it really confusing for users and makes them think a lot whether they're doing it right or is it a problem, what is normal edit, what is quick edit. So just keep it to the point, edit, that's it, or finish. And make sure you don't mix that button. Search and go or finish and go. When we see them together, it's really confusing, right? And you don't know which one to make to click, or which one is a link, or which one goes whatever. So for example, Amazon is a really good example. Here, go. On the other side, search. So it's really, really clear that in order to search, I have to go to the go. So make sure you don't mix those and you don't put them together because it really confuses people. Links. I want you to see this website. I know it's really obvious, but if you can hear and you want to see, I'm not even able to choose anything. If you wanted to click something, where are the links? You don't know. So make sure the links look like links. Because when you're designing, it's easy to make mistakes and not to realize that it's easy for people that don't understand how it works to find what they're looking for. So, summary. Be very clear. Always use call to action. Search, go, edit. Don't use huge text or confusing things. Don't be ambiguous. Sometimes we think, oh, I don't know, a company. We're responsible for making you smile. Okay, tell them you're a dentist. Don't tell them you're making them smile. Because when you're looking something really quickly, when you're scanning a web page, you don't care. You just want to see what it is. So make sure you are not ambiguous. And then make it clear. Different color, different size, whatever you want, but make it clear. Okay, so as a conclusion, don't annoy the user. Make sure he knows where he's going to find information. Use conventions. Use what is being predetermined to represent what you want. Delete all the text. Leave it minimal. They're not going to read it. They're just going to be confused. And make buttons and it's clear. And always, for sure, include a button. Okay, now let's go to the user interface, which is how it looks. All visual content. We're going to talk, well, there's many fields, but we're going to talk about the most important ones. There are color, typography, space, and scale. So color. Well, if you're not Picasso and you deal great with color, make sure you use black and white or monochrome. Okay? Do you think this is a bad design? Okay, this is nearly monochrome. Great? And it's pretty simple. If you start putting colors and you start experimenting, sometimes it could be a complete disaster. So if you don't know much, go for the black and white. It's simple, it looks elegant, and it works perfectly. But if you don't, okay, there's a whole psychological theory about color. About what we like, what we don't. We don't like orange. I do, I'm sorry. This is really subjective. But in some, well, I think it's bullshit, to be honest. I don't believe in color theory. But what I think is that if you have a certain niche, if you have a market, if you're marketing at women or children or whatever, make sure you know what they like. If women like pink or like purple, make sure you design for them. But if it's not clear, don't pay much attention. And also I have to say that feedback here can be really tricky, because everyone has an opinion. So if you ask, you say, you like orange or you like red better. You'll have people. So I wouldn't lose much time here, because it's a waste of time sometimes. But if you have a very defined market, go for it. And do user testing. Okay, so psychology versus common sense. It's true that it can be subjective, but some things can be said about it. For example, if I told you about dark colors such as black or blue, what do you think the company would be about? If, like for example, I saw a landing webpage with all dark colors, what do you think it would be?
Emo music.
Emo music. Okay. What else? Fashion, for example. High design. Clothing. Okay. If we saw green. Environment. That's for sure. If we see green, we relate to ecology, plants, trees, and so on. So if your startup is about ecology, go for green because it's really clear. Or for example, if you use pink or purple for women, probably good, not for everyone, but. And then for example, red. Let's do an experiment. A man and a woman. You. Red. What do you think?
Sports.
Sports. Red. Okay. Cosmetics. Okay. Some colors, it doesn't matter. Like if I ask another person, it would tell me, okay, more vibes or whatever for red. You would think it has some kind of meaning, but it doesn't. So just put meaning into your design and make it like make it to have sense all in general. So it has to have unity and balance, and also shade and contrast. Sometimes people use just one color, but it has no contrast. So if everything looks like blurry and everything is the same, how am I going to determine if something is important or it isn't? So make sure you use shades and different colors. For example, this one. How many colors do you think it has? More or less. 2? White and blue. Okay. It has 5. I was going to make a bad joke about men and women and colors and okay, it has fun. So there's a theory about using more than 5 colors. If you use more than 5 colors, it's going to be either a Picasso or a clown. So make sure you don't use more than that. So I don't know if you're really into color, if you know much about palettes or anything, but if you don't, there's a great site, it's Cooler by Adobe, and they propose like a lot of combinations that can be really useful to use. So if you're looking for kind of inspiration, you're looking just for 5 colors, you go here, you can even create your own palette. But it's kind of useful because if you're looking for inspiration and you don't know exactly what you want, this can be a sort of creativity. Okay. Now we're going to talk about typography, styles and fonts. So here I always say less is more. People love typographies, everyone. Everyone loves to mix, discover, to find. Well, I would go minimum. I would say choose one style. Question. Choose one style and choose maximum 2 fonts. People get really excited here and they love like choosing everything and putting for the about section different. No, I would choose one. And if you want to highlight the titles, use another one. But don't go crazy here because it's really confusing and it looks like really horrible. Like when you look at and you don't have no clue what they're looking for. So these are the ones those are my favorites. But there are hundreds of them. I don't know if you know them, all of them. But combine 2. Use a simple one and a complex one. I always use Helvetica and Luster. No more. And then space.
What are the difference between style and font?
Style? Well, fonts are the typography.
Yeah.
It's whatever. And style is in general. You can have the same style for 2 different fonts.
Yeah.
The style here, it would be minimal. Okay, it doesn't have like curved lines or anything. So the style, it would be minimal.
Split.
Yeah, the font is like the name.
Yeah, so that.
Your fonts which have a very similar style.
Yeah, if you use 2 fonts with the same style, like 2 sans-serif fonts, for me, are difficult to
make a difference.
To make the
Yeah, and that is why you should use 2 that are equally the same.
That's why you say choose one style and 2 fonts.
Sorry?
You said one style, 2 fonts. If I have 2 fonts with the same style,
then you're a complete disaster and you should leave. 2 fonts. You can combine them as you want.
2 fonts and 2 styles.
No. One style of the page. If you want to make it friendly, you use Comic Sans. No. No, but I mean the style of the page. Okay, and then about the space. Some people are really afraid of leaving spaces of the page white. No, it's good. But design like Google, not like Yahoo. White is good, not that white. Okay. Good? But okay. So what you need to do with color in general, with fonts and everything, is that it has a unity. That it has contrast. So if I see a darker space, it would be more attractive to me than the other one. Also, some things that are good are repetition. Sometimes when you see things like a table, it's easier for us to scan. So if everything's aligned, everything has symmetry, and everything's like has kind of order, it would be easier for the user to find anything he wants really quickly. So make sure you use those, like proximity or even symmetry. And then scale. Well, I know it's not the same to design for phone or for tablet or for web pages or whatever. But you have to, when I'm talking about scale, I'm talking about scale in general. I'm talking about why would I look first to something and not to the other one? And there's common sources like size, position, color, or shape. If something is bigger, I would look straight to that point. So make sure what is important is big and what it doesn't matter is small. Because if we don't see kind of a hierarchy, it's impossible for the user to easily understand. For example, this one. I know it has different textures, but the most important part here are the proximity and the repetition. You know it's different, but you know it's more or less the same, and you're trying it. And then you're looking for something that is out of the menu people look here. Like for example, the phone. No one here. That is why it's small. So make sure you use well of those. So as a summary, a person when landing to your page or your phone or whatever needs to know what it is, what you're selling, what he needs to do. What do they have to do? Because sometimes it's pretty frustrating when you're arriving somewhere and you're kind of, investigating and you don't know what you need to do. It's like, are they selling me product? Do they want me to call for it or something? So make sure they know what they can do there. And then, why should they be there? Why are you better than your competition? So, they go here. And if you don't present it well, they just leave. Because you're most likely to find what you have somewhere else. So it's really important. Success is all about your design. Completely. If you don't know how to sell, if you don't know how to present yourself, no matter how good your product is, you're screwed. So this is really important. Good design makes the user happy. That's it. Thank you. I wanted to say, I have the book, I have the PDF, so I can give it to you if you want. The domain is in the book, which is really important. And if you have any questions or you were thinking about your design, you can come to me later and we can talk about what you have said before. So we can discuss and I can help you. Any questions? Not yet. Have you designed something?
What do you think about the use of, let's say, you are not a very experienced designer, and to use tools with template? Okay.
I think everyone's intelligent enough to create something of their own. So if you're creating a startup, it means you want to change things. So why not start with design? That doesn't mean you can imitate or you can have somebody's design, which is good, to more than a platform for yours. I'm in favor of that, but not completely saying, okay, the Google of whatever. But maybe it can be useful to you to copy or to be inspired by other work. So, yes. Have any of you used balsamic or balsamic is really good. Anyone knows another prototyper that wants to share it?
I have used directly bootstrap like a prototyper because it starts to look nice, instead of.
The problem with looking nice is that we get really into design, into making things look really pretty. And it's not about that, it's about the content and about making it work.
Yeah, bootstrap is like in the middle, it's like.
But sometimes when you really like design, like myself, I start with Photoshop and I never finish. It's like, I can do this better. So you start changing and iterating, and sometimes it wastes a lot of time that you can be using somewhere else. So this is why I like balsamic, because you don't feel that bad, and it's not such a tempting tool to continue design. And then when you're done, it's really good. I mean, from the first to the design, it took me 3 days. So.
As a designer, what are the drawbacks or using Bootstrap, for example?
I haven't used it. I think, well, it depends on you, like, on which you're more comfortable. I love balsamic because it helps, it has an option, you can make it interactive. So if you want to make the buttons clickable, it's not just PDF what you create, you can go through. So it's more like real, but at the same time, sometimes like when I was showing my prototype to other people, they were like, oh, but this is like the final one. No, it's not the final one. So if you show them a sketch or something made freehand, they wouldn't mind giving real feedback, and that's what we really want.
One thing about the book, Don't Make Me Think, all of you should read it before the hackathon. It's an amazing book. It's very short. You should at least read it for the people. Oh, it's there. It's a like the brief of that is good words. Like you think you have 4 words, but then put two words and then put to 1 word. It's try to put the name and say I love it. You wrote it really. Okay, so now we are going to do something different. It's in this session what we are going to do is a circle. We call it Entrepreneurs Anonymous. So what we do here is to share what we have learned in nature. It's something that we did 2 editions ago because we had some inconvenience and we had to do something. But the thing is, it's working very, very well. We love it. People, the feedback they gave us about this session was amazing. They said that it was one of their favorite things about the program because you get to share with other teams and learn from other teams' experience, and it was very, very nice. So we decided to keep it. It was something we did on the run, and it's very, very nice. So yes, make a circle. While we do this, Herman is here. Great. So, yeah, sit down and explain it.